I'm lifting the veil when I say that social media can, actually, it's been proven it has, absolutely wreak havoc and even destroy your relationship. And I say this gently because many of you are out there performing, fantasizing, idolizing, and acting day in and day out in your virtual world without any regard for the very thing that's right in front of you, that you can see with your own eyes, hear with your own ears, and touch with your own hands. Yeah, I'm talking about your partner, your relationship. Yet people seem to care far more about their phones, their socials, and their digital world, and the identity they find within it, and are willing to fight tooth and freaking nail to protect it at all cost, even at the expense of their relationship. So here are 5 ways social media can destroy your relationship. It depicts a false sense of reality, or perfection. You can get sucked into the infinite, wicked loop of comparison. The whole, her boyfriend does this for her. She gets to do that in her relationship. They have the privilege to have this, go here, be that. That whole bit. And it's because that's all you're shown on social media. You also don't get to see their personal struggles, like the blown up argument over the same never-ending issue every day, behind closed doors. If you're judging your own relationship from 20% capacity at all times, well, of course it may seem less than ideal, hence why you only see a fractional highlight of people's relationships on social media. So you look at your best friend's bae posting lovey-dovey cute posts and pictures online and automatically assume all is perfect in that relationship, and that yours doesn't measure up. This outlook can create unrealistic expectations in your relationship and in a partner in general, especially with the constant earful of you can have or do it all, or to never settle for less, or set the bar higher. We need to be able to discern whether or not this ideology society tends to idolize has a negative effect on our ability to form and maintain healthy relationships. Social media normalizes public humiliation. We could just call this bullying, for real. And I'm flabbergasted by the number of people who see no wrong or shame in blatantly, indirectly, or secretly humiliating, mocking, and criticizing their spouse or partner on social media. Granted, we all make jokes, yet as we continue to make light or fun of something or someone, it is still the jokester who defines it. So while, yes, us wives and girlfriends have willingly joined in on the trend of pointing out how husbands and boyfriends are messy, can't remember where things are, or are, in fact, actually needy, sensitive human beings. The infamous man cold. We are labeling or calling them out on their shenanigans, their faults, inadequacies, weaknesses, etc., and calling it a joke. But part of me thinks maybe it's really not. So are we doing more damage than we intend? Nonetheless, both sides are equally guilty of this, and I know we can all take a joke now and then. But it's important to consider whether these jokes are being normalized to promote public shaming and even backdoor bullying. That it's okay to criticize, mock, bully, or make fun of someone this way, but not that way. Where is the line drawn? Because this looks different for everyone. Yet so many out there be outright disrespecting their partner to the core. You might as well be throwing stones at your partner in a crowd full of people who are watching. But would you have the courage to actually go through with it? Probably not. So be mindful the next time you feel the urge to take it to Facebook, to vent about a fight you and your partner just had. It robs you of what matters. Am I saying because you have and use social media that you care less about your partner or your relationship? No. But how much time over the last week or month do you think you spent unconsciously scrolling over giving your partner your attentiveness? Or how about anything that matters greatly to you? I can count on more than both hands the number of times my husband spends far too long in the bathroom simply because he's scrolling instead of actually doing his business. I can count on more than both hands the number of times in the last month I willingly spent scrolling on my phone instead of enjoying each other's company, watching our favorite TV show. Somehow, while I'm doing it, I'm justifying it. Point blank, I firmly believe the obsession, as well as the denial of obsession, of social media robs individuals of what should truly matter. You certainly don't gain anything from it without some sort of sacrifice, even if that is time. So why does the online world deserve so much of your sacrifice without a second thought? Yet the thought of making sacrifices for your partner makes you squirm. I'm just saying, enough studies suggest that curbing or eliminating screen time on social media has dramatically improved and benefited the quality of life. So it must do the same for our relationships. Your socials become your identity. Here's a question. Who are you without it? Who are you without your Instagram? Who are you without your Facebook and all of your connections, your friends on social media? Are you a different person on and off social media? Either way, your social identity is a separate sense of self, suddenly worthy of safekeeping or proprietorship. As we know it, social media has created an alternate digital version or virtual reality of ourselves, our lives, in the world in which we see through our lens. No lies detected there. Much of how we see and operate in the world and in society is through social media, and many wonder why they feel so disconnected from themselves, in their body, and face-to-face with others when they're not glued to a screen. And if you lead a different life on social media than in the real world, reaching a point where you begin wondering, who am I for real, should be no surprise. You should also consider what kind of effect this has on real life, interpersonal, and romantic relationships. Who is the person your partner gets to see in real life? What aspects of you are off limits, hidden, or falsified in your relationship versus what others or the public eye is freely given access to? Does your partner get to experience the real you or the version of you on autopilot through life? It already isn't uncommon for unhappy couples to go looking for a fix and help outside the relationship, or even as a means to escape, which means those are likely to turn to and lean on social media to fill in any gaps or an empty void. This can easily become an invisible driving wedge and have a detrimental effect on relationship security, connection, and trust. So what I'm saying here is to start paying attention to this digital identity you may have that separates you from the real you. Privacy versus secrecy is a thin, blurred line. You and your partner are entitled to privacy. your relationship is also entitled to privacy. So, what does this mean exactly? Your partner is entitled to a safe space that is their own, while your relationship is entitled to the respect of private matters kept within the relationship only. This also means you are not entitled to your partner's socials and access to them, while your relationship, including your partner, is entitled to full transparency, meaning no secrets that pose as a threat or concern. Each and every individual relationship defines what they consider to be privacy versus secrecy. I find this line is blurred almost to non-existent, which is like walking on a landmine. Privacy can mean not having shared social accounts or not posting about sensitive relationship matters. Secrecy can mean failing to inform your partner about receiving a DM from an ex, or befriending and interacting with others with intimate, deceptive, or flirtatious motives and intent. The biggest problem is couples shy away from or avoid communicating their views and beliefs on this matter. Social media plays a big role in our individual lives, so it also plays a role in the health of relationships. Just as there are boundaries in the real-life aspects of relationships, that means there are obvious digital and social media boundaries to address rather than being swept under the rug and deemed untouchable. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of the latest videos.